passive-aggressive anger. So a few weeks ago, I did a video on explosive anger, anger outbursts, and that's like exploding, letting it out, yelling. And this video is about internalizing, sometimes becoming passive-aggressive, meaning aggressive towards yourself, okay? Imploding with that anger, walking away, not saying anything, and doing all that. Hi, I'm Tanya, total beauty coach, as within, so without. Don't forget to like, comment if you have any questions that I didn't answer. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. All right. Internal anger. So internal anger, imploding, is actually a pretty common thing. So fight or flight, a lot of people have the fight. The fight response is the people that get angry and yell and scream. And the internal is the people who have the flight. And oftentimes the freeze. They freeze. They don't just stay silent. And that result is usually people who freeze is because they can't do the flight. Okay, so that comes after. It's like if you cannot just leave the situation, you were maybe trained to, hey, don't move by your parents. Stay sitting there and listen to me screaming at you, listen to me getting angry, and you were not allowed to feel, you would just, and don't respond. Now, there are several issues with this. Anger is a natural human emotion. Babies are angry. Everybody's angry. There is nobody on the whole planet Earth, not even animals, that are exempt of feeling anger. It is a natural human emotion. The thing is, unbalanced anger leads to either yelling and screaming or internalizing the anger. When you yell and scream, it does hurt people. Like, let's say you are not somebody who yells and screams, but your partner does, or somebody in your family yells and screams, and you get triggered by that. The same feeling that you feel towards them being really angry and it is uncalled for and it's not okay and you're making them out to be wrong, you imploding and becoming passive aggressive is the same to them. That same trigger applies to them. They will get triggered by your passive aggressive, which is comments that are kind of like undercut. So you were feeling that anger. It is a normal human emotion, and you are allowed to get angry. You are fully allowed to get angry. But that human emotion, by the way, anger, unbalanced anger, comes from feeling powerless. If you have in a situation that you feel like there's no resolving, there's nothing that you can say. You have no power over the situation. There's nothing you can say or do. So you're just like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to stay quiet. I'm not doing anything. And if the person keeps talking or something keeps happening, what happens is you have a tendency to just either want to leave, walk away, or you stay. If you are somebody that does the freeze or fawn, you'll sit there. Chances are the anger has to come out somewhere. Usually when the anger comes out, it becomes that passive aggressive comments that are very mean but silent. What you're doing with the passive-aggressive emotion is making the other person completely feel invalidated, completely feel like you're trying to take their power away. By you staying silent is gaining your power. Okay? So people who yell and scream, they feel like yelling and screaming is how they're going to regain their power. They're going to regain it by having authority over you. But you, on the other hand of your side, is that you feel that by staying silent is how you gain your power because you feel like it's better, it's stronger. You are able to control your words and your thoughts. So that's where your power lies. And if you get angry and feeling powerless, like there's no resolving it, by staying silent or walking away is totally owning your power. Chances are, maybe as a child, you walked away from situations or you stayed silent and you noticed that it kind of either diffused it or you noticed the power. You felt this empowering feeling of, I stayed calm in this situation. I was good. And you regain that power. The same thing applies to the other side. They feel like yelling is how they gain their power. Both sides, if you want to know more about that, go check out my video on outbursts of anger. But both sides are very unhealthy of not expressing your anger and not understanding that by you staying silent, and not validating the other person's feelings and they're not validating yours, it just becomes a power struggle. It's not me and you against the problem. Like the problem is outside of yourselves. It's now me against you. I'm going to gain the power of you. No, I'm going to gain the power of you. And you guys are just this power struggle of this is not going to get resolved. We need to own our power. So you're going to act the way you're acting. Now, understanding that the problem is outside of you and you feel powerless. So the first thing you can try doing is saying to your partner, because you have a tendency to maybe instead of before going into the passive aggressive, people who yell and scream go from 0 to 100. People who go silent also go from 0 to 100. But usually what I said in the other video is they go from 0 to 10. 0 to 10 is that area where there's still movement. You feel your emotions bubbling up. Chances are you may raise your voice just a little at the beginning and showing that you're not pleased. Or a lot of people that do the silent anger have a tendency that instead of raising their voice, they actually become calmer and withhold love, because that's where the power lies. I'm going to not show you that I care. I'm going to show you that I'm owning this right now, so instead of doing that and then going into the passive aggressive, when you're feeling the 0 to 10 and saying where my power is you can say, I feel powerless right now over the situation. It's making me sad. It's making me angry that I feel like there's no resolving this. How about we take some time, because that's the way you deal with it. So we say, how about we take some moments to ourselves to walk away and to try to regain that power, because we feel hopeless right now. Hopeless, not feeling powerful, and feeling like there's no resolution. So when you say that to your partner, you're not being silent, or to your friend, the silence is not there. You're owning it. You're not being passive aggressive. You're taking ownership of your feelings that you are feeling powerless, but you still get the chance to walk away. You still get that without hurting them of the withholding the love. So I say 0 to 10 and then 10 to 100. The 10 to 100 is when you start to withhold love. You start to do a cutoff, walk away, completely dismiss, not validate your partner's feelings. So when from 0 saying, I'm feeling powerless right now, I feel like there's no resolving it, hopeless right now in this. So in order to regain that power, let me take some time for me. So you're not doing a cutoff, completely cutting the person off. You're still regaining your power by just acknowledging it, but you'll notice the anger will be a lot less. And the thing is, with implosive anger, a lot of people that have implosive anger in the long run oftentimes have the same physical aspects. You are taking the anger and putting it inside. You are not verbalizing it. You're not letting it out. So what's happening is you're creating diseases. Your body is not at ease because you're holding in an emotion that is very powerful. It's like a bomb, like I say, like Jim Carrey in The Mask there. When he swallows, the bomb explodes in him. So what happens is internally, your organs, everything inside of you, your blood pressure, chances are you have a high blood pressure, or a lot of people get arthritis, they get joints, their joints start to hurt because anger is often held in the joints. So you feel like you're getting sore back, all these things because you're taking all this anger, and it's not fair to you. It's not fair to you. So if you can ask yourself, like I said, just acknowledge that you're feeling powerless. I'm feeling hopeless right now. I want to find resolution. I don't see much right now. You can express just those small words and take that time. So you're literally saying something and taking that time for you. Now you have to understand that your partner will have their own reaction to this. And chances are, if you never set those boundaries and didn't express yourself, it might be perceived differently. But I guarantee you, your partner will be surprised when you do express yourself if you're somebody who hasn't, or your friend will be surprised that you actually said something if you're somebody that usually doesn't say much. So I hope this helps. I hope I said it clearly. If you have any questions that I did not answer in this video, please feel free to comment. I will do my best to keep talking a lot about this, because I feel that it's a big part of healing relationships. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I love you guys. Have a great day.